Please pause for the moment of silence. Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, Texans. President Trump weighs in on the migrant caravan approaching the United States.
And a spotlight on sisters who may not be in the same grade but are involved in many of the same activities.
I'm Radon Raybear.
And I'm Jameson Defner, and NHSTV Live starts right now.
President Trump sent Wednesday the deployment of active duty forces to the southern U.S. border would increase dramatically as the migrant caravan approaches. He gave this official statement concerning the upcoming caravan heading towards the U.S. border from Mexico.
Our military is out. We have about 5,008. We'll go up to anywhere between 10 and 15,000 military personnel on top of Border Patrol, ICE, and everybody else at the border. Nobody's coming in.
Further developments to come. On Monday, there will be a mandatory meeting for new members being inducted into National Honor Society. The meeting will take place in the lecture hall during Invest. Our boys soccer played their annual Halloween scrimmage yesterday morning. This was one of the last warm-up events prior to their in-season tryouts. Tryouts for boys soccer will be the week immediately after Thanksgiving break, Monday through Thursday right after school from 4:15 to 5:30. You must have a current physical to participate. If you have any questions, find Coach Strader or Coach Monaghan. And now, Jameson has Miss Bermia in the studio live to have a discussion about Red Ribbon Week. Jameson?
Thanks, Radon. Miss Bermia is the intervention counselor at Northwest, and so first off, welcome to the studio. And you are the intervention counselor, so what exactly is that? What's your job here?
So unlike our academic counselors who focus a lot exclusively on academics, my entire focus is to work with students on their emotional and mental health well-being through individual and group counseling.
Okay, so we're here to talk about Red Ribbon Week, obviously, and so I think that the student body as a whole is, we don't fully understand why we have the Red Ribbon Week as we do. We don't understand, you know, how deep it needs to go into drug awareness, alcohol awareness, stuff like that. So how do you think we should approach that?
So Red Ribbon Week currently is a good opportunity for students to start having a conversation about drug and alcohol use and the prevalence of it. Realistically, however, it's not really going to outweigh the impact that it has from our culture and the sophisticated marketing that we have and the role models of people around us, but at least it does allow us an opportunity to talk about the risk factors and the dangers of drug and alcohol use.
And building off the whole cultural impacts on how it might cause people to use drugs and stuff like that. What other ways would you, or what other reasons would you think people would use drugs?
So most 12 to 17-year-olds either begin drug use through a social setting that then develops into an addiction, or it ends up being a question of a self-medication or a replacement for in order to be able to numb underlying mental health issues.
So what type of preventative measures do you think are appropriate to address, like, the drug problem?
Yeah, I think in addition to talking about the risk factors, we need to be talking about the protective factors. So focusing more on the well-being of students, and so thinking about the quality of relationships and the connections that we have with students is important.
Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Students, please take these warnings seriously that we are focusing on during Red Ribbon Week. So stay safe out there, and back to you, Radon.
Thanks, Jameson. In campus news, we can all say we know at least one person who's amazing with time management and who makes the toughest of AP classes look easy. But our own Jameson Defner has the unique story that doubles the meaning.
Of all the people who go to this school, there are always those few who stand out. Devin and Madison Lucky are both examples of those who go above and beyond in all areas. And since they're both sisters,
we get along on occasion. I mean, I'm just kidding. She's great. She's a good role model.
this type of affection is to be expected.
My sister is a pain in the butt sometimes, not gonna lie, but we help each other in a lot of ways.
One thing they are both very good at is their ability to balance school and other things and still be in the top 10 of their classes.
Once you procrastinate, everything just builds up, and yeah.
What I love about both Madison and Devin is that they are the same no matter when you see them, how stressed they are, how chill they are. They're always very even-keeled. I really just enjoy their positive and cheerful spirit, but they're also very dedicated.
And they both have plans for the future.
I know I want to do something in fine arts. I've been passionate, like I said, I was in choir and theater, and I know for sure I want to do something at least in fine arts.
So after high school, I plan on going to college, obviously, and I want to become a physical therapist.
Both of the girls really, you can just tell that they have a love for their school and a love for the people in this school and just want to see everyone succeed.
Despite all the stress their crazy lives and dealing with each other gives, they both seem to cope well with an amazing attitude. For NHSTV, this is Jamison Defner.
Behind all the grading classwork, practices, and games, one coach makes time to leave an impact on all of her students and players' lives. NHSTV reporter Kaylee Lavin has the story.
You may have seen her around the hallways, in the classroom, on the court, or on the field. Coach Olson, being an AP World History teacher, a JV volleyball and JV softball coach, so much of her past goes into her teaching and coaching skills.
So it's a way to impact the kids.
Olson graduated from Northwest in 2009. She played softball for Coach Morrow all 4 years she was here. Many of Olson's ways of teaching and coaching came from her grandfather. He was an A&P mechanic and started a school where he would teach people how to work on airplanes and cars so they could get their A&P license. She always hung out around the school and learned how to work on cars and planes with her grandpa. While he would teach her, he would give her life lessons in everything they did together. The lessons impacted Olson so much that she kept lessons to her students in her everyday class.
I started Olson's Life Hacks class, where I teach basic skills, how to fill out an application, how to create a budget, how to apply for college.
Olson coaches 2 sports and teaches, and much of her time is taken up by all the practices, games, and classes. Although she is tired, she enjoys teaching and influencing her students just like her grandfather influenced her. She is still relatively young and says that is one of the major things that links her to her students. Olson hopes to impact and build relationships with all of her students that they will remember to look back on in the future. Set an example for all of her students and players to follow.
My goal is to not only teach them history, but I also try to teach them to be, productive members of society and life skills that they need to know.
This has been Kaylee Lavin with NHSTV.
There's a pep rally today during Invest. There will be amazing performances you won't want to miss. Teachers will be performing with the cheerleaders. NHSTV got a sneak peek of rehearsals and a funny video of your Northwest High School homecoming Duke. Coach Franco in action. Check this out.
Okay, that is hilarious.
Yeah, my question is, why didn't they catch him?
Honestly, that is concerning, to say the least.
If you do not attend the pep rally, please report to the classrooms in the 400 hallway for individual study. The student union will be closed.
And don't forget, tomorrow's Red Ribbon Week dress-up day is Western wear to support kicking out the drugs.
Thank you for watching. This has been NHSTV Live.